From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, hon.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Good morning, everyone. The new face here. My name is Meteorologist Aurora Murray, and I'm excited to be here and give you the forecast for here at Weather NorCal. Now, what I'm also excited about is to tell you about the Cascade Christmas. I've been hearing so much about it in the Reading area, and it's a tradition. So if you haven't gone, you do have a chance to go. There are going to be 6 shows that you can head out, and we're looking at it starting even November 21st to the 23rd. And then if that doesn't work for you, you even have a chance to go from the 28th to the 30th. Now, Christmas is all about, I would say, snow and even that cooler weather, but we've been getting a little bit of a mix, I would kind of say, when it comes to up and down as far as temperatures. But that wet weather actually has been on the way for us, even starting off our Monday. If you had a chance to get out, it's been a pretty wet one. But we do have a chance for things to kind of start to dry out as you get into tomorrow and even into Wednesday. So Monday starting off, we have to just get through it with the rain. If you love it, I like a kind of fresh start to the week. So rain just kind of washes away whatever happened over the weekend. But we're looking forward to even getting into the weekend, some drier weather. But before our weekend is ahead, we do have another chance for some wet weather getting into later Wednesday and Thursday. And we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. Looking at the quick cast out your door, it is a little bit on the cool side. You will need your jackets, raincoats, maybe even some rain boots. Getting into the puddles this morning, try to avoid them. If you like to go ahead and splash in it, maybe just go ahead and have an extra change of shoes probably. But it is going to be a wet start to the day and a cool start. So we're looking just in the valley in the 50s, Trinity about in the lower 40s, and looking at upper 40s along the coast, and then cooler in Siskiyou County in the upper 30s, 38 in Modoc and Eastern Mountains, heading out the door just around in those low 40s. So on the cooler side as you're stepping out. And we've been feeling that rain just on and off throughout the weekend. Taking a look at our satellite within the last 12 hours, you can see the system just making its way in, that cold front pushing through, bringing in some cooler air, got a little bit on the windy side, and then also, of course, that rain. It has been on and off throughout our weekend and starting off even this morning. So let's go ahead and take a look at our future cast. Quickly heading out, we've seen heavier rainfall totals, and then also we've seen some things along the coast start to kind of make its way in. And then just give me 1 second. I have my little bit of morning start on my phone. It's just giving me a little bit cool music to kind of start off the day. So there you go. Now you're waking up really with Aurora and just seeing how I get up. A little bit of tune gets me through the morning. So there you go to start off the week. And it's a little bit of the wet one. Again, let's jump back into the future cast. By your lunchtime, if you want to go ahead and play some music, you can. Heading out the door, we're looking at heavier downpours just along the coast, mainly in the Ferndale area. But then Mount Shasta, still a little bit of those showers coming in for your lunch hours. So start off the morning, it's going to be a wet one. By the afternoon, things start to get a little bit scattered, isolated, and lighten up by your evening for most of us here along the coast and even in the Reading area. But Eastern Mountains, we're still looking at that rain chances heading into your dinner time. So it is still going to be a pretty wet one for the rest of the day, but things do start to clear out by 10 p.m. So that's the good news right there. Heading into your Tuesday, again, we are going to start to see things just kind of settle off. But as far as our temperatures, still fairly mild, and even those jackets, most of us in the upper 50s, even some low 60s. For your 7-day outlook heading even into tomorrow, we have those 60s. So temperature wise, not really changing throughout the week for Reading, Red Bluff, or Chico, but we are going to start to see that on and off rain head back into the forecast by midweek. But your weekend is looking pretty fantastic, I should say, even heading into the holiday. So getting ready for that break. I know kids are excited to start to get a little bit of a break from school and just spending time with family. So looking at like the 7-day along the coast, we're seeing the rain chances for today, again, clearing out midweek. So pretty much the same pattern for all of us. We're all going through this together, even in inland and Weaverville. Temperatures still sticking really in those 50s and low 60s by the weekend. Lots of sunshine, but we do start to get a little bit cooler in Mount Shasta towards the weekend, but not too bad with that sun out there for you. And we're also going to see a little bit of a mix midweek as we head into Susanville. So temperatures a little bit cooler, but pretty much normal for this time of the year. Now, we've been talking about on and off rain chances, even possibility of some higher elevation snow. So we're going to go ahead and do our deep dive forecast. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at Shasta's hearing aids. And this would not be possible without their sponsor.
Frank, come help with the dishes.
What?
The dishes!
I heard it the first time. I just got back from Shasta Hearing Aids, but she doesn't know it yet. What?
Forget it.
All right, we're back and taking a look at satellite. It has been a really busy weekend, I should say, getting out, sticking to your plans, and the rain has been there for us as well. A little bit cooler, but take a look. We have high pressure just behind us. So what that means is we are going to start to dry out and have a chance to maybe go take a look at our plants and maybe our garden to see what's happening before we really head into the first freeze of the seasons across the area. And this is what I'm talking about. We're still getting some rain for today. Just heading out this morning, we still have heavier downpours in some areas along the coast. Those yellows, those reds were indicating just a little bit heavier rain, greens a little bit lighter. If you're traveling along I-5, we are going to have some slick conditions, so take your time, even around 9 o'clock this morning. So still heading out if you're heading out to work, dropping off the kids at school, maybe getting your Monday started, grocery shopping. You might want to hold off a little bit to the afternoon in some areas if you have a free day today, if you're trying to avoid the rain. Because take a look, by around 11, if you're getting into the early lunch hour, we're starting to see that rain start to taper off a bit. So this morning, it's going to be a pretty wet start to the day and a little bit more of those rainfalls as you're heading out. If you don't like to drive in the rain, again, afternoon, that's where you want to get out. We're seeing just around 3 p.m., this whole system just really starts to clear out. So it just wants to give us a start for our week. And then around pickup time, heading out from work, things do start to look like it's clearing out. A few clouds in the sky, but we may get some peaks of sunshine out there. Even in areas along the coast, we'll start to see some of those marine layers recede a little bit and clearing. Even in Del Norte County, we'll start to see some clearer skies heading into this evening, but it's still kind of a little bit of that mix in the eastern mountains. But once we get overnight, that's when things really start to clear out. Your Tuesday, you're waking up to sunshine again, a little bit cooler as you're heading out. We won't have the many clouds out there for Mother Nature's blanket, I should say, and even into your afternoon. So Tuesday's looking pretty nice out there. If you've been missing the sunshine, things start to kind of dry out. Again, you get to go out, see how much rain was received, how much it loved your garden over the weekend. And if it got a little windy, well, maybe how much it messed it up too. But things start to get a little bit active again. So hold off, even watering your plants outside. You might want to bring some in. It is going to get a little breezy heading into our Wednesday late evening overnight into Thursday. So if you have any plans, take a look at right now. Noon Wednesday, clouds start to move in. Maybe get the grocery shopping done. Anything that you need, Thanksgiving shopping, if you have to kind of get out and do any grocery shopping, that might be the sweet spot before we head into the evening. Along the coast, this next system moves in just around dinner time, and we're expecting some heavier downpours. Winds will start to pick up as well. These line of storms will continue to shift eastwards. Gets a little bit more of everybody's going to feel those heavier downpours just around late heading into Wednesday. So travel plans, keep in mind that things will get a little slick. Reading starts to get it more or less as you're heading into your Thursday morning. That's when we're going to see the bulk of it, mainly in Mount Shasta, just around those morning hours on Thursday. It is going to be a little bit cooler, I would say, as far as the rain. So things are going to cool down just a bit as you're heading out Thursday afternoon. Lighter rain, maybe a sprinkle or a drizzle or two along the coast. We're seeing things clear up. By Thursday evening, everything is out. We're again into that pattern of we're getting a good amount of rain and then things are clearing out. And that's even the story that we're going to see even heading into your weekend. But looking at our flash flood risk, we do have a little bit of that risk out there. All the rain that we received over the weekend, even heading into this morning, and then that break, we'll start to get heading into Tuesday again. So we do have a little bit of that flood risk out there. So far as rain totals, we mentioned how much we've been getting over the weekend into today. But looking at this evening, we're going to see some good accumulations out there, almost over 3/4 of an inch in Eureka. So not really an inch, but we're halfway there in between those two. Almost a quarter in Garberville, Hoopa, just about almost a 1/4 of an inch as well. A little over that in Crescent City. Reading, over a 1/2 of an inch that we'll start to see the accumulations heading into this evening. And Red Bluff, a little bit lower, but enough to kind of add to what we've been needing for this time of the year. And then we're seeing near Quincy about a 1/2 of an inch. Eastern Mountains a little bit more as you head further south into the east. Mount Shasta almost a 1/2 of an inch. So we've been getting that good amount of rain, higher elevation snow, just over that 6,500 feet range. So speaking about snow, we do have that winter weather advisory till about 4 p.m. And that's mainly for the higher elevations above 6,500 feet. And we're going to see a lot of that in Plumas. So right now, not everyone is getting that winter weather, but we're going to start to see it in the higher elevations as we head into today. And then a little bit of those chances again as we get into your midweek before we get into the weekend when things do start to clear out. So talking about what we're looking forward to, our long range forecast, we're seeing all these systems. Southern California, they've been getting a lot of rain as well. So we've all been sharing a little bit of Mother Nature's wet weather heading into the start of this week. And then again, into the weekend, we start to clear out. Take a look at most of us probably have some sunshine into our Friday, even into our Saturday. Again, Cascade Christmas starts on the 21st, might be a good day to head out, even getting into your weekend. And looking into Saturday, still not bad at all. Clearing, not much going on. But then we do got another system that could possibly bring us some more clouds, but that's further off heading into next week. So we're definitely going to pay attention to that, any travel plans that you do have coming up. But this weekend is looking really nice if you're heading out traveling, or again, maybe checking out Cascade Christmas for the weekend. We're going to go ahead and get into your neighborhood forecast sponsored by Dignity Health. Trinity County for today, again, in the upper 40s, low 50s, not too bad out there. I would say I like this kind of weather. Still need jackets, maybe layering. The rain is nice too, starting off for today. But again, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're looking at mainly dryness for us until we head into Wednesday, late night, overnight into Thursday. And then by your weekend, things start to settle out. We'll even warm up a bit, back into the 60s. Now looking along the North Coast, today in those mid 50s, low 50s as well, needing those jackets. A little bit breezy here along the coast, and then heading into the midweek, sticking into the mid to upper 50s. So we're not seeing a big change as far as temperatures go, even into your weekend. But again, wet weather will return by Wednesday and into Thursday. Even along the coast heading up to the north and inland areas, we're going to see that pattern as well. So starting to feel a little bit warmer, mainly for our inland areas, getting into those lower 60s. Even some of us could feel those mid 60s by this weekend. And again, sunshine is on the way. So we're sharing the rain today as we're heading into Siskiyou County, a little bit on the cooler side, upper 40s, lower 50s, getting into your Tuesday, but more sunshine is out there. And then by midweek again, we're going to start to see some more of that rain. Into the weekend, things are starting to clear out. Upper 40s, low 50s for Modoc County. And again, low 50s as the rain starts to move in. So we'll warm up a bit getting into the weekend. By Sunday, mid 50s do start to return. And then Eastern Mountains in the low 40s for us in Mineral and also Viola. Bernie, just about 49 degrees, so a little bit warmer for you all. In Susanville, upper 40s, wet start to the day. Heading into our Tuesday, we will see some of that high elevation snow, mainly above 5,500 feet. But other than that, most of us will start to get things clearing out by Wednesday. And again, those chances heading into Thursday and the weekend is looking pretty nice out there in the mid 50s. The only thing we'll have to be really concerned about, I would say, is overnight hours. We'll probably get a little bit below that freezing mark. But other than that, it should be a pretty nice weekend. Looking into the valleys, we're seeing temperatures again mid to upper 50s, low 60s into the weekend. That up and down, as I would say, as far as those rain chances. But we do get those breaks, so that's good as we get into the weekend as well. Chico area, we're seeing upper 50s for us. That wet start to the day. Getting into your Tuesday, Wednesday again. Rain will start heading into Wednesday evening, overnight into your Thursday. So Thursday is going to kind of be like today, but we'll see a little bit more sunshine out there. Into your weekend, again, upper 60s and even some more sunshine. So great for any weekend plans that you have. Heading out to Red Bluff and then Valley North, we got mid 50s for today. And then more sunshine. I would say we're going to get a little bit more sunshine heading into our Tuesday. And then again, by midweek, upper 50s, that evening rain into Wednesday, Thursday. And then we're all sharing a pretty pleasant weekend. And heading into Redding again, if you're heading out this weekend, it looks great into the 60s. So if you don't like the 50s, we have a lot to look forward to, even heading into your Tuesday. So it's going to be a great week ahead. We're going to get a little bit of a mix. If you like the rain, you're going to love it. If you love the sun, you're going to love it. But we're all going to share Mother Nature's, I would say, love this weekend. Have a great day.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabe Kossel, owner of Shasta Hearing Aids. When it comes to hearing loss, a lot of people think hearing loss means they just need more volume, but that's usually never the case. Most people don't need more volume to what they hear, they need more balance and clarity, especially if there's background noise. That's where we come in. Modern hearing aids are built to help your brain focus on what matters, clarity and speech, not just loudness. If you've been saying, I can hear, but I just can't understand, come see us at Shasta Hearing Aids.